Good evening, and welcome to night 2 of Tanzania here on Cliffyland's Global Cooking Challenge. Tonight is night 2 of country in week number 171. That's 171 out of 193 UN member states. We're cooking them a week at a time in our 4-year Learn to Cook Challenge. Again, we are on week number 171, night 2 of the food of Tanzania. Thank you for joining us. Hello, Anthony. Thank you for the restream. Tonight we are cooking Ndizi na mama. I hope I got that right. It's a meat and banana stew. Hey, Dad. And again, as a refresher, Tanzania is located right there just south of the equator on the eastern shore of Africa. Just making 1 cup of rice because it's just going to be the 2 of us and I don't need a whole lot of leftovers. Additionally, I get the feeling that this recipe, this particular recipe, unlike so many others, is only serving 2 people, which is going to be odd. That's going to be 2 recipes 2 nights in a row with just enough food for 2. Usually I'll find recipes that serve like 15 to 20 people, which is a bit much. In fact, there was one recipe I would have liked to have tried, which is one of the national dishes. However, that one is a big pot of stuff, which is a pound of beef tongue, and another pound of a pound of liver, and that's just for starters. So I wasn't going to be doing that. I mean, not that I'm opposed to doing that at some point. Hello, Derek. How are you doing? Thanks for joining us now and always, and thank you for liking the restream. I'm just going to put this in here. I'm not going to turn it on until it is 7 or so. So dinner will be either on time, early, or late. I'm not really sure. But like I said, since it's a 1-pot dish, I'm just doing the 1 pot and leaving it at that. There isn't a ton of prep to do on this one, thankfully. We've already started our rice here. So we are going to start chopping, who we're looking at here, Ixe? Boss, hello, thank you for the restream right there. Liking the restream. So let's get our beef together. This is what tells me, it suggests to me that this is going to be, doesn't serve a lot because only asked for, thank you, only asked for 3/4 pound of beef. Now, if you were with us a few weeks ago, you saw me make what I now realize was a huge mistake when I got London broil for the beef stew, because I made the stew and it was okay, but the meat was rather tough and chewy, which is kind of like why the husband doesn't really care for beef too much when I make it, because he prefers meat that's much more tender. In investigating this dish, and I was looking it up, it was saying, you know, we think chuck or a different cut of beef, but every recipe we found said lean beef. So get lean, you know, get sirloin, that's what this is. Don't get London broil. Don't ever serve London broil even to your enemies. That's exactly what this recipe said, which explains to me what I did wrong. In that when I started investigating London broil, I say, aha, that's a very, very tough cut of beef that you have to marinate, like I did the London broil. And then you have to cut really thin against the grain, which I did not do. Therefore, it was very chewy. So I'm going with lean beef, but not London broil. But this has to be cut into cubes, into bite-sized cubes. So that is what we're going to do. And additionally, if I can find my bowl, I need a bigger bowl. It does not say, but I'm going to make the executive decision of cutting it into, seasoning it with salt and pepper before I put it in. Because things I've been reading suggested that one should never be afraid of seasoning your beef before cooking it. and not being shy with the salt and pepper. So that's what I'm gonna do. I had, regarding tough beef, I had been worried about that previously and investigated things about meat tenderizer. Toby says, I want to DM you via Twitter, stuff to make for the UK. Can you follow me back? Yes, I certainly can. Just, you know, write that as a tweet and I will follow you instantly as soon as I, you know, finish eating. So it'll be as simple as that, and thank you, Toby. I appreciate the help. Remember, I only have one night for each one, so we're gonna have to make it count. But that's in May. That's gonna be the second week of May. No, third week of May is UK. First week will be United Arab Emirates? Yeah, so it'll be the second week of May. Yeah. Third week will be the USA. Ha ha ha, that one's gonna be fun. Just like in many parts of the world, and particularly in, well, I mean, everywhere from Central America to definitely Kenya, definitely Tanzania, one of the main dishes, one of the main things you'll find is grilled meats. If you are in Kenya, you're going to have grilled meats. You're going to find grilled meats by the side of the road, and they're going to be delicious. However, grilling the meats is an issue. Although now, you know, the more I'm reading about it, the more I'm thinking I could get a little cast iron, you know, grill thing on top of the stove. And that could help accomplish that without having to use the barbecue outside, which is one of my main complaints, because I don't want to do it because it's outside, because every time I decide to do it, it rains, and because I'm out of propane. So it's been a sad little propane grill outside there for a few months now. So we've cubed our beef. Let me clean off this cutting board, and we'll move along. Oh, about the tenderizing though. I'd read about the chemical processes that involve beef becoming tender, and breaking down the fibers in the beef, and that can be accomplished with time and pressure and water, also by carbonation. So there was when we cooked, I think it was Bosnia, and when we cooked Serbia, both involved baking soda and water, and apparently that works with the chemical process that helps break the meat down to make it more tender. It's also the chemical that's found in papaya. So a meat tenderizer, if I can find any, I haven't found any on the ground, is made from ground papaya. And I keep forgetting to mail order it because I'm not a mail order stuff kind of guy. But I should. I just need to remember to do that at some point, and then we'll see how it goes. Because just having the meat be all rough is not groovy. Okay, so we've seasoned with salt and pepper the meat, and we're gonna let it sit here for a little bit while we get the rest of our stuff together, which won't really be too long. Okay, so you're gonna sit over here, get right back to you, wash hands. We are listening to Swahili music. Swahili, sort of oh, hey Lavender Femchi, how you doing? Sort of the overarching language, even though there are really 120 different tribes in Bantu-speaking tribes in Tanzania. So that's a lot of different ethnicities that all sort of speak the same language, but not at the same time. So let's get us 2 cloves of garlic, shall we? Over here. stay. Okay. What do I have in here? Nothing. Ah, abracadabra. Whew, nothing. I was saying last night, in case you weren't with us, the deal with Tanzania, the history of it, is that you know, people evolved there, and then thousands of years later, the Bantu migration happened, where people from the north kind of moved south, and that's what is the majority of the peoples that are, you know, kind of in any southern part of Africa. Even though you still have some peoples that are from the original groupings, like pygmies, for instance. But the Bantu-speaking people kind of came. They filled in, you know, what is now Tanzania, or the mainland Tanganyika, if you want to get specific, and then moved across the island to the island of Zanzibar. But then the Portuguese landed, and then the British and the Germans. The Portuguese left after a couple of hundred years. The British and the Germans fought it out for a while, and the British wound up having it as a protectorate. But however, Zanzibar, the Omanis from the Arabian Peninsula had it as part of their kingdom, their sultanate. So that meant that they had, it's very Arab on the other side. Lavender Femti, I love how you clean your kitchen. It's always so clean. Well, thank you. I have to be clean. And I'm on camera, too. But, yeah, OCD is, has its pros and cons. I'm smashing the garlic here. I'm not slicing it this time. But anyway, Zanzibar is very Arab. It's 95% Muslim on that side, on the water, and the people are a mix of the Bantu-speaking people, Arab people, or people who are a mixture of both, and they're kind of autonomous. That was part of the deal in 1964 to agree to join the country of Tanzania. So because they're sort of distinct, we're doing Tanzanian food on Tuesday. I mean, the Zanzibar food on Tuesday is slightly different. Garlic. I need to wash my hands because I got garlic all over my hands now. The dishes of Zanzibar also are much, there's a lot of Indian influence from the Indian Ocean. However, it's a lot more pronounced on Zanzibar, where you'll get biryanis from Arab countries and plavs from Arab countries, and samosas that are like Indian style. A lot of things we've already done. Roti, which we've done. So many things that we've done for other countries will be found in this area. Onion. I need to get an onion going. One medium onion coming right up. And we are doing what? We're dicing this onion. Ta-da! Catch you later, Cliffy. Thank you so much for coming by, Anthony. Enjoy. Sleep well. Happy Saturday night to you in the UK. In the UK. R-O-C-K in the UK. And what else can I tell you? Dar es Salaam is the capital, was the capital. They moved everything, or they're trying to move everything to Dodoma. I don't know if that's a planned city or not. Like, you know, like planned cities like Brazil, how they decided at one point, hey, we're going to build a city in the middle of the country from scratch and make it the capital. So that's like Brasilia. And a couple other countries are trying or have tried the same thing. And good luck to you. I don't know if Dodoma is one of those, but I know they are moving the have moved the legislative capital there. There used to be, or maybe there still is, a certain amount of cruise ship action in Tanzania, which makes all the sense in the world, except that a lot of the Indian Ocean piracy calmed down near Somalia, but now that basically moved what remains of it further south towards Tanzania, which makes shipping and cruise ships and stuff kind of a dicey proposition around there. So, buyer beware. But it looks like a beautiful country. You can see the game preserves there are wonderful, absolutely beautiful. Do a Google image search for images of Tanzania, and just sit back and enjoy. In fact, when as these now I'm following various global travelers that each in their own way are trying to hit all the countries. But as I followed my record-setting friend on his travels, every time he was in some podunk town on the border of X and Y, I would go to the Google Maps, and I'd locate where it is, but then I'd also see the images from that place, and there's a lot of global, like 360 views of any given place, and the more populated places, you could even walk, technically sort of walk down the street in Google Maps and walk around. So it was really wild. I was saying, oh, I'm at the port, now I'm going down to the restaurant, now I'm seeing all this. So it was kind of like what it would be like virtually being there. So it was kind of a curious way to see the world. Do the planned cities work well? Yes and no. For instance, take Myanmar, for instance. Myanmar, yes. Myanmar, aka formerly Burma. You're probably used to Rangoon being the capital, but it's not. Nuku'alofa, I believe, is the capital. They built this thing in the middle of anywhere and is empty. You can be standing in the middle of a 4-lane highway and just stand there for an hour and not get hit by a car. Because there's a big town, and there's a big city, and there's no one to live in it. So, mixed results is the best you can say. I love Google Maps. Awesome, yes, for meshing. Yes, indeed, it is super cool. And anywhere where there's, well, everywhere there's landmarks everywhere. And it's curious, as I, follow this guy around the world, no matter what country, no matter what religion, it's curious that every town, their main, the big main thing is going to be a church or a mosque or a synagogue or a temple, and it's going to be big and it's going to be huge. And oh, there's this one, and you can see the interior, you can see the exterior, you can see the windows, you can see and so it just kind of reminds me of when I was a kid and we went through Europe. And, we got off the bus and we're seeing a cathedral, getting off another bus and seeing another cathedral, got off the bus and we saw a cathedral. I'm like, I don't ever want to see a cathedral again. At that point I could tell you, now I've forgotten, but the names of every section of a cathedral, the apse and the this and the that, I've forgotten them over time. But I had totally memorized, just architecturally, every aspect of a generic cathedral. And I was starting to figure out what the architectural differences between the Baroque and the this and the that, and how one took so long to build that it was, the top half was one thing and the middle part was another thing, and the bottom half was a different thing. Just odd. Sad. Yeah, I didn't even Burma changed the name. Yes. Well, they did and they didn't. Just wondering, where are people watching from? Oh, you're asking other people. Nope, they can answer. We know Derek is in Scotland. I'm here with my dad, and we're in Florida. Everyone else can answer for themselves. Burma, they kind of changed the name, and it's kind of tricky, and it's kind of political, and it's kind of not. On the yes, it is political side of things. They were, one thing, and then they became this sort of military dictatorship. And then they insisted everyone call it Myanmar. And so those, who opposed this, military dictatorship, coup, etc., and human rights abuses, kept insisting on calling it Burma. So if whatever you called Burma, or Myanmar, was sort of dictated by your politics. So that's why a lot of times you'll still see on maps, like Burma parentheses Myanmar, or Myanmar parentheses Burma. Oh, Lavender Femchi, I didn't know you were NYC. So you must be very cold. But the thing about Myanmar, and now, they've had elections and whatever, and they're opening up, very quickly, even though they have, the unusual circumstance of Buddhist terrorism upon Muslims, which is an unusual circumstance, but a tragic one nonetheless. But that's Burma. But the thing about the name not being different is that in the pronunciation, in the local pronunciation of the country, Burma and Myanmar are kind of almost the same thing. So it's like as if you changed it from Bombay to Mumbai, you know, that kind of thing. So it's really not that different. It's gotta be Junior. Thank you for the like and the restream. Yes, my fingers are frozen. LOL, I'm in the house. Oh dear. Well, it's the temperature is dropping here like as we speak. It was warm today and it's gonna be cold tomorrow. Like I wanted to run today, but I didn't want to exacerbate what could be an injury. So I'm trying to take it easy. Plus it was hot, and I was thinking that doesn't help. I have trouble running when it's that hot. Very tragic about Burma. Things are getting better though, except for the terrorism thing. That's not good. The only point about that is that it just kind of sadly goes to show the human condition that you have, you know, no matter the religion, you have people that are gonna like try to kill other people on account of it. You know, you think, oh, Buddhists are all peaceful. It's like, yeah, just not those. It's very strange. But we're not talking about them right now. We're talking about Tanzania, and we're gonna wash some tomatoes. This is tomatoes all day, all night. Now we're looking at Roma tomatoes that we're using for these. By the way, the dish last night. Oh my God, I am blanking. A forced hot air, so the warmth blows when the air blows. I prefer radiators. Yes, I remember that. I remember that very much. Who knows, we might have put the heat on at some point in the next few days. And it's monks. Yeah, it's very strange about the monks. So, we're gonna chop these Roma tomatoes. And I'm not gonna seed and core them this time because they're Romas. You are clean, you're just a little bruised. Yes, you are clean, okay. So, tomato knife. And, yeah, and chop. This is a surprisingly quick stew, so I'm really hoping that the beef winds up being as tender as it needs to be by the time it's done. Yes, yes indeed. And also, I'm hoping, I don't know if you see that brown paper bag over my shoulder, that's going to come up next, and we're going to be in for a surprise when we open it, because I don't know exactly what I'm going to find. And you'll understand that when I open it. We'll all understand that. Let's lose you, shall we? Okay. And tomato number 3. This also uses tomato paste, as well as the actual tomatoes. Just like our dish last night, which I am blanking on. I feel real dumb. It was shrimp and coconut, and it was super tasty. It was super, super tasty, and I ate every last bit of it. I had some as leftovers, and I just wound up going back for seconds because it was so good. And the unagi, so, no, I'm hoping my brain isn't, like, slipping a cog. Ugali, oh my God, I just watched Friends last night, and that's why I was stuck on the unagi. If anyone gets that Friends reference. Unagi. If you don't get the Friends reference, you won't find it funny. But no, ugali is the national dish that I made and that was I thought of doing it as a side for this one too, but I didn't feel like doing the same thing 2 nights in a row, even if it's just, you know, the carb that goes on the side. And but what it is it can be made out of any number of flours. It can be made out of corn, I think, certainly cassava. I don't know if it can be made of millet. However, we made it from... Those weren't the stickers, though. I didn't see any stickers. That was just a little knob on the end. Yeah, I did not see any stickers. Yeah, no stickers. Yeah, stickers are annoying. Like as I mentioned before, I had read some years ago that the stickers are going to be replaced with little laser printed tattoos on the skins of fruits and vegetables. But you know, I'm sure that's not cost effective. So we still have stickers. But we do have chopped tomatoes. So now we are going to go to our magic green bag. Let me wash this off, and then we're going to find out what happened. We're going to a little green bag. Hold on, gotta wash. Okay. So we're gonna find out what's in the bag. What's in the bag? What's in the box? What's in the bag? Okay, if I had wanted to drive, you know, an hour and a half today, I could have gone down to the global market and picked up a big bunch of green bananas, because the goal here is to have green bananas. However, I didn't want to do that. So I went to the Latin market, where, despite me being Latin and speaking Spanish, they're really rude. But the one guy was kind of nice, and I said, "Do you have any greener bananas than ripe bananas?" And I got these. They're not really green. They're just kind of almost ripe. The idea is to have green bananas. So I went to another store, and I bought me 2 green bananas. They were green, however, they're starting to ripen. The husband put them in a brown paper bag. So the question is, how green are they? They are that green. So they're still kind of green. They're not super green, but they're green enough. I had a chew sticker on my acorn squash that covered half of the vegetable, or is it fruit? I believe squash is a vegetable. Avocado is a fruit, and a tomato is a fruit. But squash is a vegetable. And the banana is something else entirely. I forgot. I used to know. I forgot what a banana is. There's something unique about banana. But anyway, green bananas. Since they're green, and they should be greener, but since they're green, they're going to be starchy and not sweet. And what we're going to do is, well, we're going to break them apart, for one thing. We're only using 2. Since they're green, you can't really peel them. You would your ripe banana. And in fact, what's kind of funny is that the person who had this particular recipe online spent a great amount of time fighting with the banana skin, to much to the point that his dish was almost ruined because of it. Regular bananas, they don't mean your type plant in. So we're just kind of cutting them sideways. So they're not totally unripe, but they're less ripe than the ripe ones. So, and I didn't have to drive an hour, so that's a plus. One could use plantains for this, but that wouldn't really be the same thing, but they could work. We cooked with green bananas quite a few times in a row back in our Parade of Saints, as I call it, when we did Saint Kitts and Nevis, Saint Lucia, Saint Vincent and the Grenadines, Samoa, San Marino, and Sao Tome and Principe. So we did 6 island countries. 6 saints, 6 island countries. And so we did green bananas a couple times for those. But these are as green as they're gonna get. And they're not that green. They're not that green, but we're gonna live. Because the idea is they're supposed to maintain their integrity for the most part. And I fear they're not going to. I would taste one, except I'm not gonna have that much left. Landing Point, how you doing? How are you doing? Tony. Is it Tony? No. Yeah. No, just Landing Point. Oh, I see. I always think they mean plant and. Oh, James. I thought pulling a banana in a brown bag helped them ripen. Maybe it does. He was trying to help. Banana. Yeah, no, I did. Putting a banana in a bag with an apple, I know helps it ripen. A plantain, I wanted a plantain to ripen, that's what I did. Plantains, how do you know the difference when you see what's in the ingredients? Bella, answer your question in a second. Plantains and bananas are very different, and you could just see it. A banana looks like a banana. A plantain is going to be much bigger. It's going to be like twice the size, much thicker. What's weird is in Spanish, depending what country you're in, you'll use a different word. Being Puerto Rican, and the Cubans do the same thing, we call them guineos. And plantains are plátanos. However, I went to Mexico, and I saw bananas, and the sign over said plátanos. I'm like, they're not plátanos, they're guineos. And he says, no, plátanos. To them, plátanos are bananas and plantains, which makes it very confusing. So I said, what do you call plantains? And they go, oh, we call those machos, or whatever, like big macho ones, you know. You take that any way you want to. So I said, okay, there you go. But then there's maduros, which are ripe plantains, as opposed to unripe plantains. Plátanos verde would be green, you know. What you making? I am making Ndizi nama, a meat and banana stew from Tanzania, and that's what I'm making. Okay, okay, so we're just gonna set out some things. So 3/4 cup of water. Let me get that together. Okay, over here. And then we're gonna get our spices together. So I can take you across the room for that. And you know, normally I wouldn't have to do that, but you know, I take the pictures for the blog. By the way, everything is at. Thank you, Alondra Femchi. Everything is at the blog at cliffyland.com. Blogs are posted every Wednesday. You'll see pictures, links to the original recipes, reviews of how everything went, and links to these videos right here in case you feel like seeing something you may have missed. Our video from last night is already up on our YouTube page. You can follow us on YouTube. Just search for Cliffyland. So I can assume if it's a Hispanic country, it's a plantain. If it says bananas, it's going to be a banana. Generally, in Latin food, you don't cook with bananas. Generally. Generally, it's going to be plantains. But if you see one, I mean, you'll know. It's going to say plantain, it's going to say a banana. And a plantain is a plantain, a banana is a banana. And they're not the same tree. So, 1 teaspoon cumin coming right up. Very strong. Aromatic. I wish I could describe smells better. That would be helpful. 1 teaspoon ground cumin. I have whole cumin, but this is ground we're looking for. Tubes. How do you flavonoid job on the blog and iTunes? Tunes. Oh. That might have been a typo, I'm assuming. Encabuye vuelve. Wind it up and try again. Cumin, black pepper. Next we're looking for black pepper. Right, chia. Got you. I've made some mistakes in dishes. Put the jar back so I can smell the spice. Ooh, inhale. Take a deep breath. Okay. So, black pepper, half teaspoon. Open sesame. No, not sesame, pepper. Okay, half teaspoon of black pepper. As I was mentioning yesterday, the in cuisine of Tanzania, in this case Tanganyika, the mainland, goes back to the original people. The Portuguese came and went and didn't leave a whole lot of influence behind, strangely enough. However, the little bit of the British and German did, colonizing speaking. However, the Portuguese discovered the oranges. The natives had oranges, and they had scurvy. So that's where the whole, hey, vitamin C, scurvy, that takes care of it. That's where that all happened. And then the Portuguese brought over peanuts and cassava from the other parts of Africa that they didn't have there. YouTube, your videos are on. Yes, the last night's video is already on YouTube. Just subscribe to Cliffyland on YouTube, and you will find it there. So we're looking for curry powder. I gather that I can make my own curry powder. Last time I needed some, that came up. However, I bought some. Oh, also, not all curry powder is the same in color, smell, or texture. But this is the, it's just labeled curry powder. And it smells wonderful. And I'm not being ironic. I do love curries now. I didn't have feelings about it before, I do now. I need a bigger ramekin than this one. I do. Okay. We're going with 2 teaspoons of the curry powder here. It's crazy. Of all the stuff I go through in the spice cabinet, turmeric and curry powder have become the 2 fastest things I go through. It's unusual. I think I should start buying in the bigger containers. Very true about the curry powder. Yes, not a fan of curry. Well, everyone has their own tastes, you know. Chacun a son goût. Each one to his own taste. I did not have feelings about curry. It was kind of exotic. It wasn't something that, it's from my background or upbringing. But as I've been cooking with it, I've really become a huge fan. I've turned into a huge fan of curry. And I did not have feelings about it before. So we're adding a bay leaf now. And again, if I had a brain in my head, last time I went to buy them, I would have been in a certain spot where I could get a whole lot for less. But, the Badia ones, I like Badia brand stuff. It's reasonably priced, reasonable quality. In the case of something like bay leaf, they're not all chopped up in little pieces, which is usually the problem when you buy bay leaves. Incidentally, according to folklore, maybe it's true or not, bay leaves can keep mealybugs away. Or what do you call your weevils. So after I disinfected the whole place, wiped everything down with vinegar, cleaned everything within an inch of its life, I stuck bay leaves in the corner just to be triply sure. I will not deal with that ever again. Meanwhile, is because spicy. Yeah, there are different blends. There are different blends with different things, and you can actually make your own. But like I said, I've become crazy for curry and turmeric. Indian flavors are so great. And like I said, the Portuguese landed. They had Tanzania for a couple hundred years. On the other side, on the western coast of India, Goa, which is known as a big surf town, kind of a hippie village, was a Portuguese colony until after the independence of India. It took a while for them to become part of India. So what's that dish I love?
You love?
Yeah, the one, the super hot one, the Indian dish.
Vindaloo.
Chicken vindaloo is a dish from Goa, which is the Portuguese influence there. So that's the deal with that. Okay. Coconut milk. I need to get coconut milk, not the coconut cream. We stored some coconut cream from last night in the fridge. This is coconut milk, not as heavy, not just the top fat part. This is unsweetened first pressing. And this is, how much of this is there here? No, that's not what I want. I think this might be it. Okay, so opening your can. We're looking for 1.5 cups of coconut milk. You know what? I'm gonna use this bowl. This is a cereal bowl. Yay, my kids like it. What, curry? Or coconut? I really did not like coconut before I started this whole thing. I would just tend to avoid it. I'm not a guy who likes sweets. I didn't like coconut, dried coconut flakes and coconut macaroons, and just not my thing. And I didn't have a whole lot of, Thai food and whatever, which you can look for next week. That's next week is a biggie. Next week is a biggie. If you know your alphabet, you know what's coming next, and we're gonna be having lots of coconut and lots of spicy. But right now, coconut milk. Coconut milk is good to cook with. Yes, and there's so many. Yeah, both. Oh, that's good. Okay, we're going for 1.5 cups. Yes, I know I'm using the solid measuring things. 1.5 cups. Try not to drip. I just want to make sure I had something that would hold it all. I've got a little bit left. So that's going to be stored. Coconut is so versatile. And the thing that I've come to love about coconut is that, because now I officially love spicy food, if you cook it with coconut, you can have spicy food, because it cuts the heat. That's something that so many cuisines have figured out, that I learned just in the process of doing all this. Okay, stashing coconut milk. Retrieving container. Be back in 3, 2, 1. Back. Okay, so you go in here, make sure to pour it in after you take the lid off, not before, because then that won't go so well. And I may wind up using that tomorrow. Oh, speaking of tomorrow, I was not planning on cooking tomorrow. However, I don't think that's the right lid. Tomorrow's Super Bowl Sunday. I'm not cooking tomorrow night. Anne Marie, hey, and I'll see you in a minute. Thanks for coming by. Maybe I'll see you in a minute. Tomorrow's Super Bowl Sunday, and as with most Americans, well, unlike most Americans, I don't care. But I am going to a party for one anyway. And I need to bring a dish. And I thought, hey, I'm cooking, and I have all these bananas that I thought were going to be green and weren't. So I decided tomorrow I'm doing a bonus, surprise, extra, afternoon, midday, fast, very fast cook on a dessert. Tomorrow, bananas, Tanzania, very fast, afternoon, look for it. I was debating whether to do it on Periscope just for giggles. Still wasn't sure about that. Bella Luna, thank you for liking the restream. And if I didn't say hi, Anne-Marie, hi! So good seeing you. Saucepan. Back to ye old saucepan, since, like I said, I damaged the newer one. Is this the right lid? That is not the right lid. The right lid is somewhere. Should be like color-coded or something. There you go. And it is 6:47. Enjoy the party. Cool. Yes. I was surprised, because usually people freak out when I say I'm bringing something from country XYZ. They go, oh my god, I don't want to. This is weird. And I said, I'm making a Tanzanian dessert treat. And I said, baked bananas. And I said, oh, okay. In that case, it'll be good. Okay, both places. Banana dessert. Yes, I don't normally do desserts. So here we go. And I need to take pictures here. It'll be picture time. And I gotta make sure my timing is here. I don't want to be like way too early. I'm kind of 25, 30, 35, 45. So dinner might be around 7:30, just so you know.
Okay.
What am I doing? I am getting all my stuff over here. I don't like the sports, though. I don't either. Though, you know, sort of confession is that as much as I loathed stuff, I came to like, appreciate, understand, and even follow football for a while. But it got old. It got old quick. I'm going to keep these in water so they don't turn browner. I hope that works. But you know, I know what's happening. I just can't imagine, you know, like following it like every week. I can understand like once a year going, oh, that's cool. You know, like the Oscars. Like, okay, now it's done. See you next year. But not like every week. That's not me. Someone else, just not me. Okay, so when I was younger, I would try to distract my loved one. Good luck with that. Okie dokie. So we're going to, I haven't even turned this on yet. We're going to add the beef, which we seasoned. Slide. And the water. It was crazy. There was a season that I got like super into the team of the town where I lived. And I didn't know anyone I could talk to about it. And I felt so strange that I was resorting to talking to the bank manager where I went to make my deposits. And I was like talking about, did you see that last night? Da, da, da. I'm like, I can't believe I'm having this conversation. Me? No. But I said, okay, I've done that now. I don't need to do it again. So like I know the language, I know the rules, and that's about it. Garlic. Garlic goes next. Okay. And then the cumin. And the black pepper. Thank you for the... Oh, Mom. Mom had accidentally unfollowed, so now she followed back. Thank you, Mom. Oh, I bet she was trying to write something. Turmeric. Why did I skip the turmeric, for Pete's sake? And I feel dumb. Okay. Pause. Must go. Stop. Hold on. I'm having little technical issues. Where are we? Stop here. Whoop-a-doop-a-doo. Did I miss where the turmeric went? Ah, a quarter teaspoon of turmeric. Well, lucky for us, we have it. We have tons of turmeric. I'd just forgotten to separate it out earlier. I Hindu, thank you for the like. Quarter teaspoon of turmeric. Quarter teaspoon of turmeric. Best band name ever. Okay. Look at that. We're almost entirely out of this turmeric. I have a whole other jar of it ready. I don't want any of it to go to waste. Come here, my precious. Okay. Okay. Balance game. Okay. There we go. And we're back. Turmeric. Focus. Focus. Thank you. Turmeric in. Next, curry powder. Oops. Curry powder going in 3, 2, 1. I think I took 2 pictures of that. I may have. Yes, I did. Delete. Okay, and done. And our bay leaf. Little bay leaf. And that's it for what we're adding. I'm gonna mix it up and bring it to a simmer over medium heat. It's not a lot of liquid here. Hector, how you doing? Thank you for the like. Do I have my work light on? I do. It's just kind of dark anyway. Turmeric is a healthy spice. It is, and it tastes so good, and I love it. And I use it so much. Yes, I have some vegan friends, and they live for turmeric. They go through turmeric, like, constantly. And that's the only time they ever comment on any of my cooking stuff. When they see I mention turmeric, they're like, yes! And then they totally ignore anything else I'm doing because they don't want to see dead cow. Justin, how you doing, my good man? Thank you for the like. Still teensy bit of turmeric left, but I have a whole other jar, all handy, ready for the next phase. Ah, yes, okay. While that heats up, I'm going to have to make room for my handy-dandy, fancy, and wonderful Santa brought heavy-duty industrial cast iron skillet. Thank you for the restream. I use it a lot. Great for yellow rice. It is. It's great for so many things. And like as I was saying, a vegetarian diet, you can, you know, lots of Indian recipes, and that's going to use turmeric. What I didn't realize is one Tanzanian chef who did the, or cook who created the recipe that we did last night was saying how, oh, you can use it in lieu of saffron. And I was thinking, really? Maybe they're sort of similar. I know they both give color. I just didn't think that they gave similar flavors. But what do I know? A great weapon. Yes, indeedy. But it'll take a while. He says, hold on, I got it. Okay, now. So, we're waiting for this to heat up, and we're going to be using Mr. Cast Iron here in a minute. But first, we need to get this to medium heat and let it simmer. It's weird that there's only that much water, but considering how much of the coconut oil there's going to happen, I guess it makes sense. So we're slowly bringing that to a simmer over medium heat. Yes, the cast iron is to know love even though it's heavy ice. Yes, I'm so happy I have it. I'd always kept reading about it and talking about it and kind of intimidating me, but now I want to get a cast iron, you know, griddle, or with the, you know, so you can grill on the stove. Because then I could actually do grilled meats. Oh, which brings us back to the grilled meats thing. Grilled meats is really a thing in Kenya, really a thing in Tanzania. It's like the ugali, not unagi, ugali. No one gets the Friends reference. And the grilled meats are the two big national dish type things. Try cauliflower with black pepper and turmeric, baked till soft. Great snack. Ooh, black pepper, cauliflower. They don't normally have cauliflower with black pepper and turmeric, baked till soft. Black pepper and turmeric. Well, I always have black pepper. I always have turmeric. Next time I have cauliflower, I'm sure I'll have leftovers, so I'll have to do that. I'm trying to think of what countries that I'm going to use are likely to have cauliflower. No, not a Friends fan. Of course, I hated it when it first came on, but then everyone was like raving about Friends, and then I started, I said, well, maybe I'm missing something, and then I got to be a fan. And now, you know, people were talking about it on Netflix, so I started watching it again on Netflix. I'm like, oh my god, I remember that. Unagi. I never cared for Friends, the show, the LL, yes. Like I said, when it first came on, I was like, this horrible show, why do people like this? And I don't know. It started out weird, and like wound up liking it. And now I'm almost through rewatching it. Did you know that in it's like so many huge parts of the world, I think it's like India and Arab nations, like Friends is on like on a 24-hour loop, so like what they know of the US is like Friends. They know every reference from Friends and every line from Friends. And I'm thinking, that's really weird. I'm going to be using this to drain the bananas, which are not so green, but alas. I think it's one of those hard things. I don't think places like Walmart or Kroger carry it. I'm going to bed. The bike Cliffy, thanks for yes. Thank you, Bella Luna. Thank you for coming by. And again, look for the blog on Wednesday and the video in the next 24 hours on the YouTube. I did like the blonde hippie girl. Yes, Phoebe. She is just an amazing actress. I mean, you don't get that, you know. You just see that dippy character, and you don't think much of. Oh my God, why am I blanking? Oh my God, I feel so stupid. I'm just totally a mind fart on her name.
Lisa Kudrow?
Lisa Kudrow, thank you. She's just so good, and you just think of her in this one character. But I've been watching her on The Comeback, her HBO show, which ran 2 seasons, 10 years apart. Which, if you like dark satire and can deal with sort of comedy that makes you cringe, I highly recommend The Comeback. And seasons 1 and 2. But if you don't go for that kind of thing, don't even think about watching it, because you'll hate it. Web Therapy started out as a web show, and then went to Showtime, and that's quite good. And it's odd that she plays 2 shows running at the same time, and she's playing 2 different characters, and they're 2 very different people. And she's so smart. And then when you read her interviews, like, she wouldn't let her kids watch stuff, and she's just so, like, not into the Hollywood scene, and not a star. She's just very much like, this is her craft, this is her job, and she does it well, and she moves along. And she doesn't understand why someone would be like, oh, I really want to know you, I saw you on TV. And she's like, you don't know me. Not to be disrespectful or anything. Smelly cat, yes. Did you like the roommate of Chandler after Joey moved out and would flip moods on a dime? Oh, yes, that was just that one episode, or 2 or 3 episodes. What's his name? Dazed and Confused. Saving Private Ryan. Fargo. No. The Jewish guy. Adam. Him. Yes. Always kind of edgy. So we bring this to a boil, we're bringing this down to a simmer, and now we're going to cover it and let it simmer for 25 minutes. So I'm bringing this down to a simmer. I'm bringing it kind of low, because I'm afraid. And now we're going to heat up some oil in our cast iron skillet over here. Over there. And we're going to soften up our onions. 1 tablespoon, 2 tablespoons. And heat up our oil there. We're going to soften up our onions in the cast iron skillet over here while the other one's going. Somebody said something. No, someone said something and I missed it. Oh, okay. I got a weird Twitter mention just now. So, but hear about the whole new action with Twitter and the algorithm and blah, blah, blah? It's like Twitter people are just all in an uproar about the new algorithm, how things may not be in chronological order anymore, and it's to be more like Facebook. And I remember a few years ago, everyone who was on Facebook was all so mad that Facebook was being made like Twitter. Now all the Twitter people are being mad that Twitter is being made like Facebook. Go figure. There's no pleasing you people. Oh, tomato paste, for Pete's sake. I need to get a tablespoon of tomato paste out. Yes, I did, and I forgot to do that. So that's what the spoon was sitting here for. So these are not going to be caramelized, though. These are just going to be softened. They're going to be close to caramelized, but not. Just sweat it out. I saw something. Yes. If you're not a Twitter person, you won't... Well, if you're on Meerkat, there's a higher likelihood you're a Twitter person, though there's no guarantee. Okay, so we've got our tablespoon of tomato paste, which I just got on my finger. You go there. Stay. Okay. Be right back. Change is inevitable, you can't choose, and complain is futile. Yeah. Yeah, I try not to about social media things, especially since I know that, or technology, since I know change is what happens. Sometimes I get, you know, I don't get crazy upset, but sometimes I get kind of frustrated. Not so much that they changed something, but that they changed it and it isn't working the way they wanted it to, or the way they should. That I find more frustrating. Because usually I'll say, oh, I see what you're trying to do. Unfortunately, it's not really doing that. So, try again. Okay, so you... okay, so we're going to soften our onions here for about 5 minutes. And scoopity scoopity. So it's going to be 709. And these are on medium heat. Have you ever tried the tomato paste dispensed from a tube? I have. This last time specifically, I was looking for it. In the produce section, I was looking around thinking, I have been told that this exists. And I was looking, unless it's in the frozen section where I never ever go. I did not, I keep thinking I've overlooked it, but this time I was looking for it and I did not see it. Next step is to ask for it, which would be the logical one. You have to drop sink. Do I problems cleaning between the sink and the granite? No, I mean, I just, scrub underneath thoroughly. Under counter sink. Yeah, the area under there. I mean, you don't mean under, like, yeah, this business. Scrub away. Get, you haven't found it either. Yeah, I get going with the Comet. Scrub the sink good, and then give it a good under clean, make sure the stuff doesn't splash up. Especially since being on camera, I have to be even more, clean conscious. Very convenient. No waste. Should be near the canned tomato paste. Okay, I'm gonna go look there next time. Today we're in a third. There's two Publix stores that I go to that are like a quarter-mile apart. They're on other sides, two sides of the same bridge, and they have like totally different stuff in them. And then went to a third one today, and I have opinions. It obviously has to do with the people who shop in that being reflected in what's on and not on the shelves. I'm trying to decide if an under-counter sink versus drop sink. You mean with a lip or without a lip or flush? I'm good with the way that is. I have no complaints with that. I was saying that when I was in college, I lived in a place that had a sink which was that wide and that long, and I could only fit one dish this way, not this way, this way. And now I know it's called a bartender sink. Tronstorm, thank you for liking the restream. I had one dish, I had one cup, I had one plate, I had one spoon, I had one fork, I had one knife. I had one cup. So once these are softened, we're going to add these into here. I don't know why doing this in this order, but that's what it said, so that's what we're going to do. And time is not expired on this, but, that's the way it goes. Hold that thought. See a stray piece of onion skin, which is driving me crazy. Be gone. Away with thee. There. Okay, so this is going in here. And I have this on a very low simmer. You need both hands for this. Okay. And I know that this is hot to put the towel around this. Oy, ay, ay. Okay, maybe I need a second hand.
It smells?
No, I'm gonna try it myself. Okay. Okay, here we go. I'm not taking a picture while I'm doing this, that's for sure. It would be handy to be ambidextrous. That would be a great thing to be able to just say, yes, I can easily work with either hand perfectly. I am not that. Okay. 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 Come on. This is harder than it looks. Let me just get that out there. I'll be right back in case there are comments. See, if I was on Periscope, I'd be missing comments right and left. They'd be floating away into the ether. But thankfully, I can get back to you in a second here. Okay, that's good enough on that. What say you? Especially if you do stone or grant not formica counter due to swelling issues under. Aha. And hard too because the pot is heavy. That's the big problem. The pot is heavy. So back to putting. Oh, I need to take a picture, don't I? Now, of course, in the time that I did that, steam escaped, which is probably not a good thing, but dems the berries. So now back into here, we're adding the tomatoes to the skillet. Wait a minute, to the skillet? Oh no, not to the skillet. We're waiting now. Couldn't do what you did just with both pots. Couldn't do what you just did with both. I couldn't do what you just did with both pots. This is heavy. It's heavy and it's tricky. And now I guess I don't need this anymore. I think we're done with the cast iron because everything else happens in here, and I think we have a waiting game right now. I think we're waiting the 13 minutes or so, because technically I shouldn't have put the onions in there until that time it expired. And I don't want to open it again because it's going to lose even more steam. We ran the dishwasher like really late, so that's what's happening. We still had dishes from last night in there, and I didn't realize that till too late. Managed to get the stuff clean, but we're preparing for later. Hate mess. Do not like mess. Okay, take you off the heat. In fact, I should put my hands in here, and the so I don't burn my hands that way. Okay. Meanwhile, do you like the width of your sink? I'm trying to decide on a 36-inch wide because the standard size sink. Yes, I do. In fact, the last place we were at had a 2-partition sink, an up-down, and no, that was not my favorite thing. I like the big. I'm glad we have the big well that has everything in it. We got to be close friends with the lady who sold us our granite countertops in our last place. So we got to hear a lot about the ups and downs and the different things of granite, and it's weird how there was. I mean, I don't know anything about interior design or remodeling or anything like that. I just know from osmosis what I heard. But it's funny that it seemed like the trend for the time was not granite.
Concrete.
The other one, the other thing. The people used for like a lot for about a year and then they stopped in the bathrooms especially. Not marble, but I forget the name. I'm blanking.
I don't know.
Oh, but then suddenly it became a very dated thing. But for a while there, poured concrete was the idea. Poured concrete.
That's what I said.
No, that was the other thing. But there's a thing that's like marble, like not granite, but it was
Quartz.
something with a T, starting with a T. Terrazzo? No.
Tajikistan.
No, not Tajikistan. Not Korean. That's a thing, but that's not the thing. Starting with a T. Type of countertop. Terrazzo? No.
That's a floor.
No. Countertop material beginning with the letter T.
Let me have a look. All right, here's what I got.
No, that's not what I... Should have been open Google. It's going to drive me crazy, especially since I have some minutes to spare here. D. Drew, thank you for the like. Travertine, thank you. Derek got it. Travertine.
Really?
Yes. I would always hear about travertine, and then I was watching, was it that, the Flipping Out, the house flipper guy, really obnoxious guy, and he'd go in the house and go, ew, travertine, ew, that's just so 2005, and I'm like, well, wow, okay, that was a short fad. Here I thought it was a new thing, and it's like, no, it's old. What type of countertop do you like? I like the granite, however, the one thing about the granite that has going against it is that it will needs to be resurfaced after a certain amount of time. Otherwise, it gets these little pits in it, and then you get more pits. So the granite that we got installed 10 years ago in our old place, before we left, and we weren't there 10 years, it was already developing the pits, and that was not good. This stuff, whatever it is, I assume it's granite, has not had that problem,
No.
which is really nice. So, I guess it matters. I guess, but that's kind of the extent of my knowledge of it, which is not much. Just personal experience with this one and the one before, and that's it. I'm gonna. I know it's getting the steam out, but I just don't want to like char on one side. It's got another 9 minutes. It's hard to surface. Wasn't travertine a type of marble? It probably is. It probably is. I just remember hearing, like, because I've watched this back before the, economic disaster. This TV shows like Flip This House, or not Flip This House, Property Ladder. Where the people who didn't know anything would like buy a house and they'd flip it, and then they'd like make a big pile of money because that's what was happening then, and then the economics changed and it wasn't such a happening show. But everyone's like, oh, I'm gonna go in and put a travertine, and so I heard that word like on a daily basis. LL softer than marble or granite. Ah, interesting. Or a Ms. Thank you for the like and the restream. Omar, yes, Omar Ramirez. I see that. Cool. Okay, 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes. 8 minutes to go there on that. After which would be really when I'd be putting the onions in, but I put it in early. But then we're going to put it. Ooh, shoot! Had to start my my rice. Hope it's gonna be ready in time. I hate it when I got stainless steel and it's already stained. Ugh. That's a drag, but you can polish the stainless steel stuff. What happened with this refrigerator that we have, though? I mean, it came with the house. It's got a dent in it probably from hitting a knob on a drawer or something. And I know there's the little, like dent doctor kind of things that could pull it out, but I just figured it's just gonna get dented again because of what's around it. So I'll live with a dent. Live with it. But you just know how things go in this world. It's gonna be, if you've ever bought and sold a house, like, you're gonna try to sell the house, and then they're gonna do the inspection, and then there's gonna be a note saying, there was a ding in the refrigerator, we need like $5,000 off the price of the house. It's like, no, it's a dent in the refrigerator, deal with it. Fix it yourself. We'll give you $2 for it, move on. What polish I use? I don't, it's just silver, stainless steel polish and go. Clifton, thank you for the restream. Fly Friends, how you doing? Thank you for the like. We are waiting 6 more minutes for this, and I just started the rice, which I hope cooks faster than it's going to. Dum-de-dum-dum-dum. So this is one of the things about stews, that they just sit, and I'm not making another dish while it goes on. I'm going through that now. Going through the actual polishing, or deciding to polish, or deciding stainless steel. We love stainless steel. And it was nice that stainless steel was what was here when we got here. So, again, that's kind of what sold us on this unit.
Well, I think the fact that it's a half mile from the beach also
That's also a big
is a
plus.
selling factor.
Yeah, go out and jog and surf, ocean. Like, 5-minute jog, I'm there. I will try one. Selling my house. Oh dear. Well, that's stressful to the nth degree. You're in New York. I would imagine that the market is good for selling your house in New York. In the city, I would just assume. Being as things are on the upswing and not on the downswing. 5 minutes, 5 more minutes. So this has cooled off a little. No, it's still too hot. My dad's house is that close. Close to the water or close to you? Is the meat getting near tender? I would hope so. I don't want to open it just yet because I don't want to release more of the steam. I kind of feel I did, when I put the onions in, I did that, and that might have been something a mistake because there wasn't that much water to go on. It's better than having 2 houses. It's a buyer's market. Buyer's market. Well, good luck with that. Hope you're buying. No, you already have one. You have 2. One too many. Around here, there are some people like, oh, this is my 4th house. What do you mean you're there year-round? Why do you live in Florida year-round? Said I Love Lucy episode, half mile from the beach. Ah, yes. It's very nice. Not so nice when there's a hurricane coming, but it's really nice when there's not. It's can't beat it. Can't beat it. Just go out there. It's like there's the ocean. There's surfers. There's, you know, kids getting washed away in the riptide. That's not a good thing, but it's a thing. 4 minutes. 4 minutes to go. But it was a lovely day. It was a lovely day, but it was warm today. Mom, thank you for the restream. I'll call you later. 3 minutes. 3 minutes to go on this. And then I'm going to go check it, see it, you know, see how tender it is. It's like I said, 1-pot thing. It's going to go rice on the bottom, stew on top. I just want to sell. I can't manage both houses. I don't want to deal with renters. That would be, ooh. No. I got really lucky when I was in that situation, and I got an agent. I got someone who rented the condo I had. He was like the world's most perfect tenant. He was great. He just stayed there year after year, and then I wound up selling him the place. So done. It was great. That is a very unusual experience, I gather. It matters. Complications I don't want to deal with, but, you know, life is life. So we're waiting 2 more minutes. 2 more minutes for this. Again, this is our Nazimi Nama, or meat and banana stew, which should be with green bananas, but the bananas weren't that green. I only need to make up 190,000, and the house is valued at 300. You only need to make 100,000, and the house is valued. Well, then you should do okay, I think, if I'm reading that right. I hope. Nice deal, very unusual, good deal. Yes, it was very unusual. I mean, I had a good broker. The weird part, since, you know, we've got 2 minutes, I was trying to sell the, I wasn't sure about selling the place, and I contacted this realtor, and the realtor was da-da-da, and we'll sell it, and blah, 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 and give you a good deal on the commission, and blah, blah, blah. And then at the end, I decided I'm going to sell it to the renter. And then I said, I have 24 hours to back out of the deal with the realtor. And then, because I think I'm selling no, you're going to have to give me the commission. I'm like, commission? No. You did not find the guy. And I have 24 hours to back out of this. I already decided to go to rent the guy that I've been renting the place for years. You don't get a commission just because, like, you had a conversation with me. I will sue you. He goes, too bad, buddy. You just try. People can be jerks. It was weird. It was like super, super friendly until the second my John Hancock was on the paper, and suddenly he got, you know, very unfriendly. Beware of bad people. Okay, we've got just a few more seconds here, and then we'll be ready to look and see how this is going. And I don't want to rush it because the rice is cooking in the rice cooker, and they both have to be done at the same time. So we just have really 1, 2, 3, 4 more ingredients to go, and that's it. And we have to make sure to season and check taste and such. It's simple, easy, quick, and if you're watching on YouTube, you will have flipped way past this already. Just right to the end. Scrubble, scrubble, scrubble. Oh, there it is. Okay, I can go do something else with my life now. Speaking of which, the time has come. So let's take a gander at you. How tender is the meat? There isn't that much of it, so I don't really want to take a bite of it until I'm ready to taste. It seems kind of tender, but it still has some ways to go, which is what happens next. Because what happens next is that we already added the onions, so we're going to add the tomatoes and the tomato paste. So let me get my camera ready. Okay, action, smaction, there you go. Boom. And that's the tomatoes, and now we're going to add the tomato paste. Okay. Helmet cam would be handy here. Okay. Good for you, yep, only signed for 3 months. Yes. And we're going to stir this and let it simmer for about 5 minutes here. What the heck? Is that says Tanzania? It says Tanzania. This sounds like Latin music, but it clearly says Tanzania Hit Parade Volume 2.
Hi, kitty.
This sounds like salsa music almost. I could pass this off as Puerto Rican music, Mom. It sounds like they're saying Borinquen in there, which is the Puerto Rican word for Puerto Rico. Hey, Lydia, how are you doing? I need to go see what this is. I'm going to turn the heat up just a smidge. I need to see what this is. Name of the song. Actually, I can check here. Use my magic Apple Watch. Magic. C'est magique. And the winner is called Maki by Saleh from the Tanzanian Hit Parade Volume 2. Maki, M-A-Q-U-I-E-S. It sounds like a Puerto Rican song, I swear. I can smell a rat half a mile, and I don't live in New York. Smell a rat. I assume you're talking about what I was talking about before. I was stupid. I was stupid, so... I mean, I wasn't sure the guy was gonna buy it and was even interested in buying it. You know. But that's no denying the fact that I was stupid. Thankfully, I got out of it without a scratch. So we're trying to get these tomatoes to dissolve a bit in here. Where are we here? Simmer, 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 simmer. Okay. 5 minutes, okay. So a couple more minutes here. I hear you. When I went to work on Harlem, it was very bad. Or do you mean animal? Oh well, in New York you get rats, like both kinds. You get pizza rat. I was surprised at Halloween that I didn't see anyone coming as pizza rat. I kind of assumed. You're not stupid. They're very cunning. He was cunning, and I was being naive and. Thankfully, I knew. It was like, oh, you have 48 hours. You know what? I should have seen before, if I had seen Glenn Ross before that whole thing happened, I wouldn't have been in that situation. Wendy Jean, hey, thank you for liking the restream. We just finally saw the stage play Glenn Ross. And there was a whole bit in there where the real estate guy is like trying to avoid the person for 48 hours and like ducking his calls, so then afterwards... the person's stuck and they can screw the person over, but beforehand the person can cancel. If I had known that, thankfully, I was informed of the 48-hour thing. People can be such jerks. But anyway, that was a long time ago. Wendy, how you doing? Justin, ABC, what? ABC. I'm guessing D would come next. Just a guess. Always be closing. Yes. Always be closing. It was funny, the stage play of Glenn Ross we saw. I mean, I was familiar with it, but I never saw the movie. Except I knew David Mamet and, curse words a mile a minute. And, I'm cool with that, but it was at the theater here. And, shall we say, our neighborhood is a little on the aged side. Where we... at our age are the youngest people in the room, always, who aren't on the stage. And so it was weird that there was a big giant sign at the entrance in the lobby. It said, in letters this big, saying, this stage play contains explicit language throughout. Like, just so you don't complain. It's like, you know before you sit down. You don't want altacockers fainting in the audience. If you're from New York, you may be familiar with the term altacockers. Many deals you can't get out in 40 hours, but there are a few that you can't. Yeah, got lucky. Okay, we're waiting, 2-3 more minutes here. Trying to simmer, I'm going to turn it up just a smidge, because it doesn't seem to be really bubbling much. Now that I put the, it wasn't cold, it was like room temperature, the tomatoes and tomato paste, but the tomatoes are starting to dissolve a bit. It's getting creamy. And I'm hearing our rice bubbling behind us too. So again, it's just going to be the rice on the bottom with the stew on top, with the green bananas, and we're going to put in the coconut milk in a bit. We've done a lot of stuff with curries, we've done a lot of stuff with coconut milk, we've done a lot of stews, but I don't know we've done like this particular combination of bananas and curries and coconut and stew and all together. So I always try to find something new and different, even if it's just a, unique combination of things we've done before. So I'm going to give this another, minute or two on here. More water. So, started watching the Mad Max thing?
Sure. That or the Michael Jackson.
Or the Michael Jackson thing.
Whatever you want to see.
Yeah. I'm thinking, since the Oscar nomination, the Mad Max movie, it's on Netflix. It's so not the type of movie I would ever see, but everyone says it's good, so I'm going to give it a shot. saw The Revenant last week.
That was a chore.
That was a chore. I did not hate it, but it was a chore. And if it wins, I'm going to be irritated. Just saying. There are housing developments different in Florida. One thing is cable included. Yes, the cable is included in the HOA, which is good and bad. The good is that here, I mean, everyone's a monopoly, cable companies, depending where you are. In DC and Columbus, it was Time Warner. Here, it's Xfinity. Everyone hates both of those two. In terms of service, I don't hate Xfinity. In terms of customer service, I loathe Xfinity. Like, just, if you have a problem, you'll do anything to try to solve it yourself. Not to have to deal with them. But when you're not having a problem, it's okay. But the thing is, it's included in the homeowners thing, so you can't really switch or say, because then you're already paying for something. You're not paying for it twice. Okay, time's up. So we're going to drain our green or not so green bananas. And drop those in to the mix. Banana, 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 no. And we're going to add the coconut milk. Lumpy coconut milk. And mix it up. And we're going to bring that to a boil and let it simmer uncovered for, what, about 10 minutes. And then it's going to be ready. Simple as that. Tanzanian delight. So, since I've got a second here, and I did happen to save it, and we're talking about Tanzania, is this what I'm looking at? No. Oh yes, here we go. Yeah, there are a lot of great dishes that I didn't do. Because I don't do soups a lot at all, ever. I've done a couple soups, but I try to avoid them. One of the best soups I did was for Ghana, which was this peanut butter soup, which is kind of spectacular. Do you think I should try to make the peanut butter soup with the, that wouldn't go with the paella, though.
No?
No, for the paella night. That would be a weird combination.
That would be strange.
Yeah, that wouldn't work. Because how do you serve soup? I mean, you serve soup to a family, you serve soup at a dinner party. You don't, you don't give soup to you don't have soup at a cocktail party. Or something like that. But that peanut butter soup from Ghana was so good. And the key there is, I tried it the second time, and I made it more like stew and less like soup, and no, it needed to be soup and not stew. This does not have peanuts. And this is going to be 9 more minutes on here. But there are lots of great dishes. There's a supu ya Ndizi, which is a plantain-based soup, which is quite popular. And there's a number of vegetarian dishes also. The coconut bean soup, which is good. The ugali, that's what we did before last night, which is basically like polenta. Who do we got here? Morgan Wright, thank you for the restream. Let me bubble this up here. Lots of great dishes. Again, this is going to be our last night of the mainland of Tanzania. We're doing one more night on Tuesday. Oh no, actually no, I lied. We're doing a surprise stream tomorrow, which could be on Meerkat or it could be on Periscope. I think it's going to be on Meerkat, but you never know. I could just surprise everyone and decide to do it on Periscope. It's going to be really short. It's going to be like half an hour tops, and it's going to be a banana dessert. And that's going to be, I'm going to be making it to reheat at a party later. So that's why it's going to be in the afternoon.
Is this like Beyonce's surprise single?
Yes, it's like Beyonce's surprise single. So did you hear Beyonce's surprise single today? Available on Tidal, or you can stream it, the video. Surprise! This is not a drill. The Bagency, the Beehive, has been activated. It's gonna be like tomorrow. Yeah, it's gonna be like Beyonce's surprise song. We do a surprise stream tomorrow. But then Tuesday we're gonna be doing night 3 or 4 technically of Tanzania, which is going to be from Zanzibar specifically. And since so many of the dishes of Zanzibar are really specifically Arab or Indian, they are a lot of things we've actually already done before, from roti to biryani to any number of things. So for that Tuesday we are making octopus. We're making an octopus dish. And I have to remember to defrost my octopus the night before, otherwise that's going to be a problem. Because my octopus is in the freezer. So remind me, Monday night, to put the octopus in the fridge.
Okay.
Okay. And watch me forget. Watch me Tuesday wake up and go, Gah! Yes, because octopus, you can, apparently frozen is just as good, if not, you know, as fresh. And when you get them frozen, they're already cleaned, so you don't have to like take out their, you know, insides. So that's gonna be our second try with full-grown octopus, as opposed to baby octopus. We've used baby octopus a couple times before meerkat, doing Croatia and Italy. We did baby octopus salad. Set your reminder on your phone. Yeah, you'd think. Yeah, no, what the hell. Come on. Remind me to take the octopus out of the freezer Monday night at 8 p.m. Shall you? Shall you? I think you shall. Thank you. What I particularly love is the reminders, the location-specific ones. It's like, oh, like remind me to take my umbrella when I leave the theater. Problem is that it would let me know I left my umbrella once I have already left the theater. And then I'd have to go back in. But at least I won't have driven home before having to go back in. So, it's like remember to blah 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 before you leave to the house. You're in the car, you're like in the driveway, then it says remember to get your briefcase. Like, ah! Gotta go back. I set multiple streams for important things. Alarms. Yes. I tend to do reminder things. Alarms, I have multiple alarms, but I haven't really experimented with... Well, no, I do alarms to remind me as reminders, but as alarms, that's an idea. It's like if I say remind me to... because I do these different things like last week, on last Friday, when I had like 6 different things happening, one for 2 hours, 1 hour and a half, 1 30 minutes. I had these alarms going on, and I didn't really know which one went with which alarm. So if I said like, remind me to take me, you know, in 2 hours, remind me to in, yeah, if it tells me what it's for, then I'd be fine. I just have to know what the alarm is for. Umbrella, great reminder. I need to set one up for my Easy Pass and handicap tag. Yes. Yeah, I mean, every time we go to a restaurant, I'm always forgetting the umbrella. Because it always stops raining when you walk outside. Yeah, in fact, we went out to the theater last week, to the movie theater, to see The Revenant. And I just bought printer cartridges for a big pile of money. Derek, thank you for coming by. See you next time. Maybe tomorrow afternoon, maybe Tuesday. Thank you again for coming by, as always. We're letting this get a little thicker, anyway. Oh, really?
What?
Well, what do you know? It's done. The rice is ready. So I think we're okay. We are in good shape. I want to give this a little more time to get a little thicker. But we're pretty much there. Yay, team! It's weird serving stews on plates and not in bowls. I mean, the one picture of this that I saw. It's in a bowl, but it's suggesting it be on rice. And I'm thinking, would you put the rice on the bottom and then... wow, so easy to use Siri. Reminded, thank you. Yeah, it's smart. But like I said, I was in there and I had bought these expensive printer cartridges. We walked to the theater, so I didn't have any place to put them, and I put them next to me in the theater, and I said, I know I'm going to walk out of this theater and leave like these expensive printer cartridges behind. So I said, first thing I said is, remind me to take the printer cartridges when I leave the theater, so in case I'm outside, I'll know to walk back in. And then if I remember before, I can just turn off the alarm. So, there's that. Yeah, same as plate. Yeah, so like I said, the picture's got it in a bowl, and a bowl is better for things that don't spread out, but you know, when I do the rice, I want to be able to see the rice, not have it buried underneath, you know, picture-wise and such. And their bowls, I mean, I have a deeper bowl, and I have a shallow, wide, like, pasta bowl. I don't have, like, an in-between bowl, like, in the picture. This specific dish comes from the World Cup of Food, the Tanzanian Ndizi na Nyama, the meat and banana stew. So I'm gonna just, you know, let this thicken. Like, oh, you know what? I should taste it. Wouldn't that be smart? Wouldn't that be a smart thing to do, to taste the damn thing? Eyes is a college graduate. Okay. Yeah, I know. I haven't put it in my mouth yet. In case you're wondering. That's a banana. Try a piece of meat. Looks better on plate. Yeah, I'm thinking that. Thank you, Levner Femchi, for being here and contributing. Keeping me company. I'm not going to burn my mouth. I will not burn my mouth. I will not burn my mouth. They should have little mouth guards, like little palate guards, in case you burn the top of your mouth. This World Cup of Food, they have a number of different country things. That's pretty cool. I hadn't discovered this site before. Mmm. Mmm. That's really good. I was thinking about salt, which is kind of stupid, I think. Thanks, I was wondering if I was talking too much. Oh, heavens, no. No, otherwise I'm just talking to myself. Let's see how this goes. You need a little more salt, just to bring out the flavors. You know, one thing, I mean, you know, sometimes you need to learn a lesson over and over again. As Jan Lavanzan says, heal yourself. But back when I cooked Botswana, back in the letter B, you know, before I'd even hit 25 countries, there was a dish which next go round, I swear I'm gonna be doing it again. Because it's insane. It's just meat, water, and salt. That's all. And then you just pound it. But it was saying sodium. You must have sodium to bring out the flavors of this, and da-da-da, and how long it takes. And it was just basically stew beef, salt, and water. And it tasted really good. And it was crazy. Like how something with just those ingredients could taste so good. But this is, the sodium is what's like required to actually get the flavor out. And what I'm adding is probably a whole lot less than you'd find in restaurants or processed foods. In fact, when I go out to restaurants, I'm starting to notice that sometimes they'll just, like, you know, pour a whole bunch of salt in something just to make it, you know, to cover up like how it doesn't really taste that good in the first place. In all this cooking thing, I've gotten, you know, picky about restaurants. We used to go to restaurants like all the time. But now we don't that often at all. But now I have company. More than this one. Haha. paying attention. Were you even listening?
I just didn't know how to respond.
Good. I think it has the right amount of salt. Needs a dash more pepper. Just a little more pepper. Yeah, more than that. I'm just trying to stick to the recipe here. I'm not, except for the salt and pepper. Okay, it's ready. It's ready. Just one more last taste. One last taste. Come back. So very true. Salt sensitive. They think salt is so required. It kind of is, but sometimes they just kind of go overboard. Yeah, no, that's too much. Send it back. I mean, send it back. It's a thing. It's a thing that people do. I'm always scared to do it, but one should. And give them a chance to make it right. Okay, that's right. That is right. I never season my food, but I'm glad I do add seasoning. Yes. But if I have to add salt and pepper at the restaurant, that's a problem too. Well, we were just at a place with the folks this last weekend, and the thing they gave us was like all salt. It was so wrong. And like I just said, listen, I just have to tell you that was insanely salty, and they just took it off the bill. Because it isn't like I ate the whole thing either. I like barely touched it. But as Judge Judy says, don't eat the steak and then complain. You ate the steak, sir. You ate the steak. No, you ate the steak. Okay. We're getting our rice. I have a Chinese place that cooks without salt. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. I don't know how that would work, but if it works for you, more power to you. I hope they have plenty of MSG. In fact, I was just thinking, when I was thinking about adding some MSG to this, just for a little umami flavor, but I didn't want to get that far off, and it tasted fine without it, so. But sometimes when I'm cooking, like the last couple times that I've done like cooking off camera, I always make sure to add a little MSG to give it a little umami. Not a lot, just a little. Same stuff that's in breast milk, and anything fermented, cheese. Same chemical substance. I'm gonna unplug this sucker. So our rice, I didn't salt the rice or anything here, but that's gonna be okay because there's plenty in the dish, in the sauce. Normally when I'd be doing, rice for something, I would be doing something special than just sticking it in the rice cooker. Not this time. But you see me do my coconut milk and lemongrass thing a few times. I need to do that for company though. They will say, no MSG either. The whole MSG thing got a bad name in the 70s and it's kind of stuck around. But that was just based on one very flawed study which has never been able to be reproduced. But ever since then, Chinese foods have gotten this bad rap of, MSG, so they go around saying they don't have MSG. Because they're afraid people are afraid of it. Even though it's, kind of a standard thing. It's just, you know, you hear something once and it just kind of stays in the culture.
Is there any gluten in that food?
Is there any gluten? You know what? I had a please educate MSG. Do a search for David Chang and MSG, a Google search, and read that article. David Chang is super chef, and he did you know, a lot of research into this, and you know, went to these, you know, universities that are trying to reproduce that 1970 study that freaked everyone else about MSG, and even the people that are, oh no, it causes, you know, brain cancer, it causes all these things, even those people just, you know, they couldn't back up their contentions with any evidence whatsoever. It was just all anecdotal, like, oh, someone touched MSG once and, like, you know, grew a third arm. It's like, well, yes, but we don't know that that's what caused it. So, and you can't prove that. You've tried to and you haven't been able to. So, it's this very interesting article. So check it out. David Chang. The Chinese store has so much MSG in a lot of recipes. Yeah, because it's umami. You have sweet, salty, sour, bitter, and umami. Those are the 5 flavors. Umami is like an eggplant has umami, breast milk, cheeses, anything that kind of hits you in that, you know, really satisfying way that you can't describe is, you know, is umami. It's the 5th flavor. Okay, so maybe I'll have seconds, I don't know. Maybe it'll be leftovers, I don't know. Let's try to, come on, we want to get you pretty. You need to get ready for your close-up. Okay, get back on there. Clean up the plate a little bit. Okay, now we clean up the plate. I will give you, take a picture, and then I'll let you see closer than you're seeing now. Ooh, it's a flavor. Yes, it's a flavor. But the whole thing with MSG is that it's just when it was kind of found that they gave it a name, the chemical substance name. Instead of sodium hydrochloride, it's, you know, monosodium glutamate. They didn't have a name for it, like salt. So that's one of the things that weirds people out. It's like, it's not natural. It's like, well, it kind of is. How about you? You're prettier. We here in time like to. What's this? Here in time and to like and restream. Diana. Oh yes, great. Well, thank you, Diana, for coming by. So, where's my paperwork? Here we go. Here's our close-up for the Ndizi nama, our meat and banana stew from Tanzania. That's it right there. Looky-loo. That is night 2 of Tanzania. Again, blog goes up at cliffyland.com on Wednesday night. Pictures, links to the recipes, videos, and information about the country and such. This is night 2 of 2.3.5. Tomorrow afternoon, very short, either here on Periscope, so follow Cliffy Land on Periscope if you're on there. I haven't decided if it'll be, because it'll be surprised, it's going to be really short. Baked bananas, dessert, very fast, making it early for party later, so it's going to be like midday. And then Tuesday is the big finale night of Tanzania, which is going to be Tuesday night, doing the Zanzibar, food of Zanzibar island part of Tanzania, doing an octopus dish. So check that out. Tuesday night, starting around 5 or so. Or 6 or so, I mean. In any case, check, subscribe, like here, follow on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, and now YouTube. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. That would be super groovy. Thank you so much. You're really great. Tonight is Kathy's Mirror Up. Oh, golly gee. Well, after I eat, I'll go look at it. Thanks. Catch you later. Have a great Saturday night and stuff, and maybe I'll see you tomorrow, maybe see you Tuesday. Thanks. Bye. Gotta eat.